Do you guys actually care if Vanguard is going to be a realistic COD? And when I ask that, I mean, like, do you care if weapons aren't historically accurate, or if maps aren't historically accurate to what would actually have happened in these specific areas? Because personally for me, I honestly don't care if we have red dot holographic and like ACOG scopes on World War II weapons. I know it's extremely unrealistic for actual World War II, but I'm gonna ask a question. Would you rather A, have a realistic Call of Duty where Vanguard is trying to be as historically accurate as possible, where we don't have optics whatsoever, we have periscopes for the sniper scopes, and the guns jam constantly? Or would you rather have a fun arcade COD shooter with guns that, sure, might have some attachments that they wouldn't actually have for the time period, but you can suspend your disbelief because the way that the infrared or thermal scope in Vanguard is depicted and is designed seems pretty realistic for World War II era technology, even though infrared technology and all of that like thermal scope didn't come for decades after World War II ended. Also, forgive my gameplay in the background. I wanted to play keyboard and mouse and slowly start getting back into KBAM action on Call of Duty. So the background you're gonna see is me rocking the Kilo, and it's like my first game keyboard and mouse in probably 2 years on Call of Duty. Other than that, enjoy the video. And for those wondering about the Damascus grind, I really haven't done anything yesterday, so if you guys watched yesterday's video, nothing has changed since then. But let's talk about realism in Call of Duty. The reason I bring this up is because I've seen so many people just get really mad at Vanguard because it's not, in quotations, realistic compared to other Call of Duties in the past, or just other video games in the first place. And there's people making tons of videos. I'll probably throw a couple up on screen or link some in the description or in a pinned comment or something, just on videos of people making like, oh, this gun is historically accurate because there's no actual red dot scopes in the World War II time era. So Vanguard, not a realistic game. And I sit there and think, and I'm like, yes, it's not realistic whatsoever. We know that there was no thermal scopes in World War II. There was no red dot scopes in World War II. But what they've done is they've taken the formula that Cold War and Modern Warfare has had with their attachments and kind of that gunsmith, and they've made it so that the attachments in the Vanguard's gunsmith match the time era as much as possible. Look at Call of Duty World War II, way back in like 2017. There was red dot scopes in that game, and you didn't see a lot of people complaining about it then. Sure, hyper unrealistic to have red dot technology and thermal scopes in the World War II time era. We understand that. But I don't understand how people get so offended over it. I've seen a broad spectrum of comments going from like the super basic, this is unrealistic, I don't like it, to this is defamatory to the people that lost their lives in World War II, and it's not depicting the time era properly, and people get genuinely upset about that. And here's what I think about like the people that genuinely get upset because it doesn't follow how history actually made. One, it's a video game. Who cares if it's realistic or not? Do you think Battlefield's games are extremely realistic for the time? No. Look at Battlefield 1. There's tons of full auto weapons in that game, even though in World War I, there was slim to no full auto weapons on the actual battlefield. It was all semi-autos. Yet in Battlefield 1, there's tons of full auto weapons. And the reason it works is because they make the weapons look and feel like it fits the time era. Sure, we all know that a lot of the stuff that's going to be in Vanguard is historically inaccurate, but who cares? We're playing a video game to have fun. I understand that some people want realistic games and want to play like realistic warfare games, but we're talking about Call of Duty here. In my recollection and in my knowledge, Call of Duty has never been historically accurate 100% of the time. Sure, it might reference and have some allusions to some real world events and other forms of media, but it never claimed to be hyper realistic. And for the people that get upset because World War II is such a big event and it's not being historically reenacted to 100% accuracy in Call of Duty, people get upset over that. And they think it's like a defamatory thing against the people that actually fought in the war, but it's a video game for one. And then what about Modern Warfare and the Modern Warfare games? They're historically inaccurate because they have to focus on making the game fun first rather than focusing on what's real. And I never really understood that, because that happens with Call of Duty all the time, especially since Modern Warfare. I've seen so many videos saying about how the gunsmith is so inaccurate and how these attachments would never actually be a thing, and this magazine type would never fit in this gun, and the attachments are actually attached to the gun wrong. I baffled that people actually care that much about a video game. Sure, it's a video game. They're not gonna get every single weapon 100% accurately, but they never claimed to be in the first place. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure Call of Duty has never said we are making our game as realistic as possible, because if that was the case in the World War II Call of Duty games, there would be no attachments whatsoever, and you could say like, oh, look at COD 1 to 3 back in like the early 2000s. Of course those games didn't have attachments, but for Call of Duty in today's climate, you're not going to see anyone say, hey, can we get a realistic World War II Call of Duty game with no attachments, guns jamming all the time, just super boring gameplay in general. I honestly would really enjoy if Treyarch or whoever's building the next World War II game after Sledgehammer, probably years from now, right? Because it probably won't happen for a long time. Whoever does it next, I hope they make it so realistic so that the people that actually want a realistic World War II Call of Duty have the most boring game ever. And then when they're like, well, this game sucks. Why does it suck, guys? You made a crap game. And then they can like reference a tweet from like 4 years ago when they were asking for a realistic game. And you guys can let me know in the comment section down below. Do you guys actually care about realism? Because I don't play Call of Duty to relive or live the events of World War II or live the events of a Modern Warfare or the Cold War. I just play COD to have fun. And it is the internet, so I'm not surprised that people would actually get upset and offended that, oh no, the STG-44, you can throw make-believe magazines in there that really wouldn't work in real life to fit the game. I kind of laugh at it too. I know people are stupid, but I didn't know people were this stupid where they genuinely care about things being like remade to 100% accuracy. And the thing is there are video games out there that people make that are trying to be as historically accurate as possible. There's tons of first-person shooters out there that are historically and just accurate all around. And you know why they're not popular? It's because they're not fun. Or at least fun for the majority of players. So when I see all these videos talking about how stupid the gunsmith looks to these World War II weapons, I just sit there and I'm like, in Call of Duty, we literally had laser weapons and you didn't say how unrealistic it was then. So why are you saying how unrealistic guns are now? And it's very funny. And it's very weird how people get upset over video games in this specific way, because it never, like, at least for my knowledge, it never used to be like this. Like all the inconsistencies throughout the years in the Call of Duty franchise and the Battlefield franchise, sure, people would, like, gun fanatics would make videos comparing how guns actually work to video games, and there's a bunch of popular series of like actual weaponsmiths reviewing how guns work in video games, and some games do justice to how guns work in real life and some don't. But if you're the type of person where if a gun doesn't fire the exact same way in a video game than it does in real life, I think you have a problem. Like, you have to check yourself at the door before entering the gaming scene. Before you turn on your PC, you have to check yourself at the door and suspend your disbelief. Like, in my perspective, like, the way that these people must think that Call of Duties have to be 100% historically accurate, if they're watching a TV show, they're definitely the type of person to sit there and be like, oh, nope, if this was real, that would never happen. That's not possible. They probably hate the Marvel series and like superhero movies because they're like, nope, superheroes could never be a thing. Thor, nope, not real. Nope, I cannot watch this. That's just literally how I would see it. And I'm not trying to make fun of those people who genuinely care how realistic video games are. I know there are people out there that really like historically accurate things and they want things to be retold how they were in the actual time. And for those people that like that form of accuracy, there's other things out there. It's just not Call of Duty. So when I see those comments on Call of Duty videos, it kind of blows me away, because there's so many other forms of media you could consume, or just places you could go in real life and actually see like an MP40 in real life and shoot a real MP40 and have that experience firsthand yourself. So for those that find it or look for it in video games, I don't understand it. And if you guys like that type of stuff and you like the more historically accurate stuff, more power to you, because you should be allowed to like what you like without people telling you you can't. I just don't understand why people bring it up in the Call of Duty area. I'm gonna wrap up the video here. Let me know what you guys think about the topic in today's video. Do you guys agree with the people that want Call of Duty to be historically accurate, or do you just want to have some fun, wreck some noobs, and grind some camos? Leave a like if you guys did enjoy, dislike if you didn't. There's no hard feelings. Subscribe for more videos in the future. If you guys want gamer subs, or if you're buying gamer subs, use code WILD for 10% off. Help supports me, and it helps supports the channel, and you guys get some discounts as well. So yeah, I'm about to head out if there is one. I'll see you guys in the next one.